Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. Just a little piece of housekeeping that I'd like to pass by all of you, which is that there was somebody impersonating me on TikTok. They stole my picture and they stole several of my videos, so I've since blocked them. But I just wanted to remind all of you that all of my official links and websites are listed in my About section. Those are the only ones that I have. So if you see anybody who looks like me, they should not be approaching you in any way. I never approach people first. Thank you, Spirit, for readings or anything like that. So I just want you to keep yourselves safe. All of these readings on YouTube are free and available to you for free. So if you're interested in a personal, you can reach out to me through my Buy Me a Coffee link, but that's only if you are interested. I will never ever reach out to you unsolicited. So I just want you all to keep yourself safe. And, you know, I don't want it to completely discourage people from getting personal readings. There's so many readers that I follow on YouTube, and I have gotten personal readings from them, and it's just been an absolutely wonderful experience. But we keep ourselves safe, and always, always use your own intuition. Somebody's, you know, they're always, it's interesting. So right before I sat down to do your reading, like, I have a whole bunch of like crystal bracelets and jewelry that I put on. And I put on this one bracelet and I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. And there was this bracelet that I haven't worn in a while, which is a Super 7 bracelet. It's a kind of crystal. It has 7 different crystals within it. And I picked it up. I was like, okay, there's something about this one, because it stuck out between all the other ones. And when I went to put it on, the entire bracelet snapped and the beads went everywhere. So rather than get upset by it, it just affirmed for me that there was something to it. When they say, people, when a crystal breaks or something like that breaks, it means that it took a hit for you. I don't know if a lot of you know that. I've had a few crystals break and it's devastating. One, because my crystals are like my babies, and also they're expensive. Crystals are not cheap. And so if one breaks, it's almost as if the power behind that energy was too intense and something had to give, and rather it be you, it was the kind of focal point of your energy in that moment. So I wanted to tell you that because I think that it's relevant to your reading. I think that perhaps you know that something has taken a hit for you. And so just now, when I was telling you and warning you to keep yourself safe and to not give your money to just anybody, and, you know, the whole spiel, right? I was reminded of that bracelet and the fact that what I chose to put on instead was black obsidian for protection, right? Certainly I don't need protection from my fellow Aries, but my fellow Aries might need some extra help throughout this reading, and so I'm here to offer that to you. I'm going to burn some Palo Santo now. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to be aware of, so that we know what we're dealing with when we feel, I want to say, emotional about something, or somebody's just getting to us, or situation seems constricting. Just to breathe. Just to breathe. Take a pause. Understand that there's energies that are not even affiliated with you that might be working against you, just because there are negative and positive energies in the world. You're strong enough to overcome it, right? Just like I am, just like we all are, if we are aware of it. I'm going to be taking the overall energy from the Elemental Oracle for your reading today, and using a very cute deck, the Way of the Panda Tarot. So cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What messages, Spirit, do you have for Aries? Thank you, Spirit. Number 34, which reduces to a 7, the Chariot card in the Major Arcana, related to Cancer energy, silence, and snow. I don't know that I've ever gotten this card while using this deck, ever. There are many cards that I haven't gotten, but there's a little bunny here. Can you see? Little bunny. When I think of bunnies and rabbits, I think of vulnerability. You could be feeling vulnerable right now and exposed. And yet, blink and you miss it. You know, if I didn't point out that bunny, would you have seen it? Or does it blend into the background? I've told you about the importance of taking pause, of breathing. And this energy really fits into that feeling. Whenever we, you know, I don't know where you all live, but where I live, usually there's some kind of snow. Sometimes, just because of global warming, there hasn't been as much snow lately. But the morning after, actually the evening of a snowfall, and everybody's cozy inside, and there are no cars on the street. If you ever go outside, you have to walk outside for some reason, you hear that squish, squish, squish of your boots on the snow. And there's this hush that comes over the land. And it's the reverberation of society in the distance, right? Somewhere there's bustling activity, just not right where you are, but you can hear the echoes of it. You can hear the wind. It's a particular kind of silence that happens on snowy evenings. There's a mindfulness, a cognizance behind your silence, right? You know how they always say there's purpose in patience, or purpose in pause. Here, Spirit wants me to say there's purpose in silence, right? We learn more about people when we listen rather than speak. Who said that? Somebody important, some philosopher. And Spirit is reinforcing that right now. With the Chariot card being referenced here, Chariot card is all about a mastery between the light aspects and the shadow aspects of who we are. So perhaps you are dealing with some shadow energies, and it's just best to listen, to learn and to listen. But it's mindful. It's not because somebody is silencing you. It's not that. This is very mindful and purposeful, and your choice. So I'm gonna get 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. This is just a bonus reading for Aries to get the temperature of what's happening right now. Just need 3 more cards, please, Spirit. 3 more cards. 1 more. Thank you. Okay. 8 cards on the table. Let's start with your past energy. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. Directionality. Talking about, yeah, there's a contemplation here. This little panda is sidled up next to a map. Perhaps dreaming about the next vacation you're taking, the next great adventure. Maybe you're asking spirit for some direction. Could have to do with your love life, your finances, your jobs. I don't see any worry though. There's no worry on this panda's face. There's just a curiosity, but it does feel a little like we are in a pause. Like we are, usually I would be like, oh, this is stagnant energy. I don't feel like it's stagnant. I feel like it's purposeful. I feel like, you know, maybe for some Aries, maybe you used to be impulsive. It is kind of a trademark of your sign, a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, even this picture here of the ram, he's like bursting through. He just like wants to be seen, right? So it might be counterintuitive to you to kind of just hold back for just a moment, just to get our bearings, just to make sure that we're going after what it is that we actually want, rather than what we've been told we should want, is what Spirit just said. That's a story for a lot of people. I feel like our parents or peer pressure trying to convince us of what we want when it's not actually what we want. And then 20 years pass and you're still doing something that you don't love or care about. That's the reality of things, right? I'm, you know, kind of in my upper 40s now, and so I talk to a lot of people and just like, is it what you really want? Are you living the life that you wanted, right? So there's something to that here, and it's clarified by the Knight of Cups in the reverse, kind of why I said that. Knight of Cups in the upright, very authentic, loving energy. We can see this panda, one, making friends with this beautiful butterfly. The butterfly evokes the death card of the major arcana, rebirth, right? Death and rebirth. This Spirit just said the word reinstitution. What does that mean, Spirit? When we institute something, it's like bringing into being, or with, thank you, Spirit. Okay, there's like this formality behind bringing something into being, and it's almost like whatever rebirth that you've been undergoing, there was a formality to it. I don't know what that means exactly. Maybe you just graduated from school, and so now you have a certificate or a degree of some kind. Maybe you just passed some certification class to be, I just heard project management, project manager, or you got some kind of visa for travel, something, this kind of rebirth of your life involves something formal. So that's just an aside. But the Knight of Cups is somebody who's bringing this message of love in towards you, and you have this in the reverse verse in the past. So it's almost like you were waiting for the right message to come through and right guidance as to what direction you should go in. And maybe that's why there was this need for silence, because if we're asking our spirit guides, we have to be quiet so that we can listen. I just really realized that yesterday. I did a little bit of meditation before I went to bed last night. And usually I listen to frequency music or the sounds of running water, like rivers, whatever. And last night I just decided, headphones out, just sit in silence, close your eyes, hold a crystal, do your thing. And I realized how much of the time I had some headphones in my ears or just random noises. I work in a very noisy environment for my job, and there's just noise all the time. And when there's noise all the time, you don't hear the subtleties, especially if you're a clairaudient. I'm clairaudient, so there's very subtle energetic shifts happening when your spirit guides come in. And if they're not blatantly ringing your ears or honking horns or whatever to indicate to you their presence, you have to bring it fully in for yourself. And so I feel as though, you might have been doing that, trying to listen for the message. What message exactly was it, Spirit, that Aries was looking for? 8 of Pentacles, having to do with work, most likely. 8 of Pentacles. Pentacles energy is earth energy, and it talks about where we focus the majority of our time, effort, energy, and resources. So for a lot of people, not all people, but for a lot of people, that's a workplace. So I was asking, what is that message of authentic love that Aries was waiting on? Something having to do with work. Sometimes, am I still supposed to be here? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? Is this job still suited for me? Should I go after that promotion? Should I step down? Whatever it is, Spirit is showing that to me. It doesn't have to be work, but it's something where you spend a lot of your time, your focused energy on it. Like, look at how closely this panda is looking at that pentacle. Like, reading all the detail. There's something about that. Spirit is kind of giving me this image of when I look at a coin, for example, even if it's a bigger coin like a quarter, sometimes I'll find quarters on the street, right? So I attribute meaning to everything. And so when I pick up a coin, I always try to look at the year and think to myself, okay, either something happened, something significant happened in that year, or it's the year that somebody I know was born, or it's my birth year, whatever. But Spirit was showing me looking at a coin, and like, the font is so small and I can't read it anymore. Like, I need my reading glasses, or just I need somebody else to read it. I can't, I'm looking at it like that. I can't read it. And there's almost the Spirit's kind of giving me this message where it's almost like you were so hyper focused that you couldn't see the forest for the trees. You couldn't step back from it. I'm feeling Hanged Man energy, although I don't see it right now on the table, but it was like Aries was focusing so hard that it was making their head hurt. It was making their brain swell, This is your past energy. What's going on in your present? A lot of awesomeness is what I see here. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. Somebody just in their powerful divine feminine energy. And this can apply to any gender. We're just talking about energetically. Divine feminine energy is the one that wants to receive. Queen of Swords, air energy, talks about somebody who is the truth teller, truth seeker. She's looking for the truth at all costs. And she's ready to strike if she doesn't get it. Queen of Wands, fire energy. Talks about somebody who's just absolutely stunning, looking at the empire before them, just relishing in their own beauty and their own confidence. We can see here sunflowers are kind of a stand-in for the sun energy, which is abundance, clarity, illumination. 2 queens, not too shabby. It tells me that you know who you are and you're not here to play games. And people, I just heard, people might, it's not to say they write you off, because no one would dare write an Aries off. That's not how that works. Your energy's too big. But people may look at you kind of being silent at the conference room table, being steady and pacing yourself, and think, oh, Aries lost their touch. Au contraire is what I wanted to say. You know exactly what you're doing. Queen of Swords has been through it. By the time we reach the queens in the tarot, and each suit has court cards, right? Ace to 10, Page, Knight, Queen, King. 4 suits in the tarot. By the time we reach the queens, they've been through it. They've been through their whole suit from Ace to this point. So there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of drive, knowledge that is fueling these 2 characters. And these 2 characters are describing you right now. You're nobody's fool, is what I want to say. What is it that Aries is focusing on in the present moment? Focusing on in the present moment. 4 of Swords. It's kind of like this energy, honestly. Present moment. 4 of Swords is rest and recuperation. Relaxation. So it's almost like I'm interested in living my best life on vacation. That's kind of what it tells me. It's almost like I earned this rest, right? There's purpose in pause. This is kind of the theme. Purpose and pause. Spirit is giving me this message. Okay, so I work in an industry that is, I mean, conceivably, could you say that all industries are 24/7? My particular industry is truly 24/7. Like, it doesn't stop. It's like New York, right? It's like, I'm not in New York, but I'm just saying New York is known as the city that never sleeps. And my industry is exactly that. So a lot of people who work in my industry, it becomes kind of your whole life sometimes, because it's just round the clock, round the clock, round the clock. But you have to be in a certain level in your life to operate in this energy and still say, I'm a badass bee. I know that how hard I work. I know what my experience brings to the table. And I know it so well that I can take this moment to just step away from it for a minute and regroup, recenter myself, relax. That's kind of the message I'm getting, because I see this like very specific scenario. You know, everybody always says to me, when are you going to take a vacation? It's like, sometimes my response is, when do I have time to take a vacation? Right? I do take them, but you have to have confidence in the people around you and your ability to step away from something and trust that it will be there when you get back. And there's never been a time that I've taken a vacation and it wasn't there when I got back. So there's something to it. Spirit wants me to really focus that on you, because Aries, I mean, you're the trailblazers of the zodiac. You're the babies. You're the eager ones. You're the ones that are courageous, and you go out there and you you make an entrance. And I mean, you're represented by the Emperor in the tarot, the most powerful divine masculine. So for an Emperor energy to step away from something like work, for example, very difficult. Many Aries I know are workaholics. There's something to ponder. In the future potential, the Judgment card in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Well, here we are. Things just got a little more heated. The Judgment card is a major arcana card, number 20. And it talks about, as you can see here, there's like kind of a horn or a trumpet or some kind of instrument. It represents this call, like a judgment call, this call from spirit. Are you willing to answer your spirit's call, your calling, your life path, your life's blueprint? Are you willing to step onto that path? This is your future potential. The card is in reverse with the Seven of Wands, clarifying it. Seven of Wands is slightly defensive. It's still powerful, but it's defensive. It's on guard. It's blocking. And so there could be something that crosses your path in the near future that speaks to your heart space, speaks to a passion of yours that you may be shying away from because it might not be seen in the eyes of others as stable. You know, you hear these stories all the time about people, yeah, I used to be a corporate lawyer and then I quit that job and I became a pastry shop owner, right? A bakery owner. That's not just one story. There are thousands of stories like that. And it's not to dog being a corporate lawyer. There's nothing, you know, whatever. But when your calling reaches out to you, for some people, they can't ignore it. It keeps calling to them. It's almost like hitting them in the face. There could be something like that for you right now, but you're really, there's opposition here. And that's your prerogative, but there's like big time opposition. It's not practical. It's not practical. Can I get a clarifier? Why is the Seven of Wands here? Why is there blocking? The Sun and the Six of Wands. The Sun card. Talked about the Sun card earlier. Just see 1, 2, 3 on my clock here. We talked about the Sun card earlier. It's the best card in the whole deck. In the whole deck. The Sun. Look how adorable. Clarity. Illumination. Abundance in all of its forms. Love in all of its forms. The Six of Wands in the reverse. Six of Wands talks about victory. Public recognition. Accolades, awards, promotion. You got it in reverse. Why on earth, Aries, would you be blocking off your abundance? Well, because there's some part of you that feels like the risk is too great and that you won't end up with the prize at the end. That you won't have a victory. There's fear. It's almost too good to be true. That's what I just heard. Too good to be true. I really caution you for this pause. Really consult with your spirit guides. Pray about it. Meditate about it before making any decisions. Because, you know, they say what is meant for us will never pass us by. However, we need to help our abundance along sometimes and be in the right state of mind to receive it. Because your advice from Spirit here is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Spirit wants to bring you this abundance. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. I mean, this like fat I mean, they're all kind of fat, but this like chubby panda enjoying all of its pentacles, all of its abundance, knowing that it earned every single one of them. That's the Nine of Pentacles. Living luxuriously, beautifully. Ace of Cups, all aces bring potential from Spirit, the potential of their suit. This is new love, new friendship, new community. The cup overflows for you, but Spirit is saying you're not in the mindset to embrace this. That's important. Right? It's like the blessing in front of you that you are kind of, it's difficult for you to see, just like this bunny rabbit, right? What do rabbits represent? They represent fertility. They represent abundance. And if we're not paying attention, we could miss it. It's right there in front of our face. From Spirit. So Spirit is really, that message is really very poignant. There's so much beauty here. I don't see anything really truly negative at all. What I do see is the force of your will almost working against you. You're so strong, Aries, but it's just almost the point of a little bit of stubbornness. And maybe that's rooted in the fact that you don't think that you deserve these good things. I don't know. I said it for a reason. That's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated and that it helped you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aries.